All right, so you're in the green room. We're going to go on with nonsense for about 10, 15 minutes.
Utter nonsense.
8 to 12, and then we're going to bring you in.
All right, we're rolling.
All right. Welcome back to Define Insanity. Joe, I'm a little freaked out right now.
Why?
All right, I'm a little off. We had, I was at my parents' house, and we were just sitting there, just, watching TV, whatever. I think Jeopardy or whatever. And this
Jeopardy, that's still on?
Yeah, Jeopardy's a great show.
Jesus
all right, I dominate.
Christ.
I dominate in Jeopardy.
Remember when he was spitting facts to the hot girl in the gym?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jeopardy.
Yeah, but you got to
that.
practice. You can't just jump in and out of Jeopardy. Yeah. But that's not the point. So we're watching Jeopardy, and we get a knock on the door, right? Mm-hmm. And I answer it. And it's just this fucking old couple, like bunch of fucking 80-year-olds just knocking on the door, big fucking smiles, like ear to ear, like,
I'm here for the gangbang?
No, that's what it felt like a little bit. But they knock on the door and they go, huh. I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Like, who are these people? Why are you knocking on my door? Like, it just doesn't happen nowadays. Like, no one knocks on anyone's door. No one just shows up unannounced. Yeah.
We got to come hide.
When we were kids, people used to knock on the door and show up all the time. Now it just doesn't happen. So it was weird. But, they go, we were your parents' neighbors about 10 years ago. We're just in the neighborhood to reminisce. I'm like, all right, come on in. 'Cause I didn't want to deal with it anymore, right? So my natural response is, come on in, and I'm going to go.
Give it to my parents.
Yeah, I'm going to go run upstairs. Yeah, I'm going to go run upstairs.
Where's the dog?
Right, exactly. So I did that, and so they come in, and my parents don't even recognize him because I guess they were 70 when they saw him. Now they're 80. They were really old. Like one of them had a walker. The other, they were just like the oldest people. Like
10 years could do a lot.
80 is old for some people look older than 80. Like these people look like 97 years old, right?
Decrepit old people.
Yeah, it was scary.
Fucking old people love to visit.
Yeah,
it was
why?
It was really scary, right? And they come in and they like now like I was listening because I was a little curious from upstairs, and it's like, what do we do? And the first thing out of her mouth is, "Can I use your bathroom?"
Oh boy,
that was it. Can I use your bathroom? The old lady says, right? And
she's fixing to blow it up.
Well, this is what happened. So she uses our bathroom, and then you hear the flush, and she comes down. She goes, "Well, it was nice seeing you guys." And then the husband didn't speak one fucking word the entire time. Okay, he just walks in.
He's an old cuck. Nothing worse.
Just walks in, doesn't speak a word. The wife comes in and does the pooping and whatever. We don't know what's going on in the bathroom. She leaves. I go in to check the bathroom because I'm a little curious, like what the hell is going on. I go in there, fucking piss on the seat. All right, I don't know how a woman pisses on the seat.
Hovering?
First of all. I don't know. I don't know how fucking women.
I
pee
thought
on
you were
the
going to
seat.
say there was like a line of cocaine or something.
Well, no, that'd be cool. That'd be a much cooler story. But there was piss on the seat and a giant fucking huge fucking floater.
God only knows what
Yeah.
happens to that plumbing after 80s. So.
A huge it was a spiraling turd. It wasn't even a floater. It was so much weight. It was dense. It was sunk. It was a sinker, and it was unflushable. We had to plunge the toilet. It was like a whole fucking process. Yeah,
that didn't happen.
Yes, it happened.
That's not the truth. No way.
It's all right. Well, all right. I added the floater part. They didn't shit.
Yeah.
They didn't shit.
That's a big element to the story.
It's a huge element.
But
to the story,
she did. These people did come after 10 years of unannounced. Come and pee, leave piss on the seat, and then
pissed on the seat.
Still pissed on the seat, and left.
I'm starting to doubt the piss now.
5 minutes. No, the piss is true. I'll bring my mom on the show. She will verify it.
How photos or it didn't happen.
Let me tell you something. My mom and dad. My dad's like, I will never use that bathroom again. I can't use that bathroom again. I'm done. She's like, telling my mom, I'm done with it. I'm done. Do you know what piss smells like when it's passed through the digestive system of a 90-fucking-year-old woman?
Does it go through the digestive system?
I can't say I've ever smelled that.
It is horrible.
It's a powerful.
It is.
It's a powerful
you have no idea. I can't explain it in
pipes.
words.
Yeah.
The stench that comes in that bathroom. Now, every time I go in that bathroom, that's all I think of. That bathroom is off limits. We have. My parents have to fucking sell the house. They got to move. It's over. That house is fucking done. And you know what I also found out? These neighbors had a grudge with my parents. So they moved. My parents were gonna move. They were gonna they couldn't live next to each other. My next door neighbors, and so they moved. So this was fucking revenge. This was definitely revenge.
If it was revenge,
a revenge piss.
Yeah, but that's easy to clean. If it was revenge, you should check for a double decker. That's what you
just
should check.
about
Oh my God,
to
I
say.
didn't check.
That's a revenge.
That's what happened. She shit in the toilet
You
tank.
think
Yeah,
she
that's why there's no floater.
So in
the
case the
toilet.
listeners don't know, a double decker is when you
It's an
open
upper
up the
upper decker.
upper decker is when you.
I'm hungry. I'm
when
thinking
you
of double decker.
when you take the top of the toilet off, you know, with
The toilet tank.
the
Yeah.
toilet tank, and you shit in there,
That's
and you
disgusting.
leave that as like a little surprise.
Who would do such a thing?
Well,
I've seen it done. I've never seen it done. I've seen the aftermath. And
So,
it happens.
I have a
Yeah.
it is a bad
I've
situation.
I've taken a shit in a sink at a concert once.
So I've taken
So.
shit in two weird places. We were in about 7th, 8th grade. My buddy had a bunch of friends over. We slept over, and one of the girls that we were hanging out with left her backpack there. And the worst thing she could have
You
did
shit in
in
the
world.
backpack?
No,
Oh,
I'm a classy broad.
Oh.
But listen, so she calls him and she goes, "Yo." I left my backpack at your house. Please don't do anything. I'm coming with my mom to pick it up. He hangs up the phone. He's like, she left her backpack. I'm not going to say the name. So immediately we started doing shit. Bad shit. Like fucking with her makeup and stuff like that. I took one of those little sandwich bags. And let me tell you something. I took the cutest little shit nugget. It filled the bag perfectly. I had to hold it on my ass and just plop right down. And I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Was it like a Ziploc or
No, this is what made it good. It was like the bags for weed that you
boy.
would use, like the sandwich
okay.
bags.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
roll
You
up.
rolled it up. You rolled it up.
No. I put a
There
little
was no
sandwich
lock.
red tie on it, like a bow.
Oh,
and then
all
we
right.
put it in our backpack. But when I took it from my ass in the bag and looked at it, and dude, I was crying.
Yeah.
I couldn't come out of the
Yeah.
bathroom for 2 minutes. There was something about a human shit nugget
In a bag,
perfectly sandwiched there. So I bow tied
And you
it.
sealed it. Yeah.
That
I
might
threw
be
it in
better
the
than an upper
backpack.
decker.
Yeah.
But the seal was a class act. That was a
Of
class
course.
move.
Well,
That was
I'm a classy bro. I told you, I'm not just going to shit on it. You
Yeah.
know, it was supposed to be
No.
funny, not like ruin her
Respectful.
life.
It was
You know what I
respectful.
mean?
Respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we put a fart bomb in there just to make
The fuck is a fart bomb?
Remember those old fart
Yeah,
bombs?
yeah. I have
Why
some.
do you people know this and I don't know what the hell it is?
Well, you had a little bit of
I know what stink
sissy
bombs are.
childhood.
I know what
Yeah.
stink bombs are. Those little glass things that
You went to
smell
Jew
like
camp,
sulfur.
dude. You're not going to know this stuff.
Don't bash Jew camp.
I'm just saying, you went to Jew camp.
We,
You're not going to know
we
this
were
stuff.
fucking nuts at Jew camp.
Yeah.
We did crazy shit.
Yeah.
We used to wake up in the middle of the night, sneak into the girls' fucking bunks, and take their underwear and
Oh
wear
my
it on our
God.
heads
Oh
and
my
run
God.
around the camp.
Oh my
That's
God.
basically like shitting in a bag and putting it in a girl's backpack. It's-
Yeah. So anyway, this poor girl comes the next day, and that wasn't enough. She picks up the bag, she leaves with the friends. We run outside to throw eggs at her, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Flipping
Poor
out.
girl.
I know. And we were trying to fuck them. Like, and she turns
Girls
around.
like that.
teenagers.
No, girls like that. They like when you treat
I
them
think
like
that's
that.
like that's negging in the 90s.
Yeah. That's how you flirt.
She
Yeah.
turned around and she's like, "Oh yeah, and whose shit in my bag?" They were sitting there trying to figure out
Yeah.
whose shit it was because they were like, "Is this a piece of dog shit?"
So there was a whole mystery, like whose shit is
There was
this?
a whole mystery.
Yeah.
So all right, the second
So-
shit story that's really funny.
Wait. You can't just gloss over it. Did she find out it was your shit?
Oh, eventually, yeah, I told her. I thought it was
You
hysterical.
told her
Yeah.
it was my shit.
Yeah.
It was my shit.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Well, later on, we had a little thing. You know,
So you
she
banged
didn't-
her?
No.
There's
She
no
just
way you
laughed.
closed the deal after you shit in a backpack.
You shit in a bag, put it in her backpack, and then banged her like a
No
week
way.
later.
No, she was my friend. She knew how crazy I was. She was just like, she just laughed. She was like,
It was not out of character for Joe to do something like this.
she was
Pretty
like,
normal
we
for
were
Joe,
sitting there
yeah.
trying to figure out whose shit it was, and 2 out of 4 girls were like, "It's probably Joe's."
Joe's par for the
50%
course.
chance.
Yeah. So anyway, the second shit story. So I go to Vegas with 2 of my friends. One of them wins a online poker tournament to get into a live tournament.
Yeah.
So we're there, we're chilling. It's the day before the tournament. Obviously, we're doing drugs. I'm fucking drinking cocaine all night.
Yeah.
A bunch of other shit. The next morning, we go downstairs. We're playing a cash game. We're starving. He's starving. We go to Nathan's, get like 2 chili dogs, chili cheese fries, all this stuff, right?
Laying the groundwork.
Yeah.
Putting the work in.
So I'm in the middle of like a pretty serious hand, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I got to shit." I look at my friend Tom. I'm like, "Dude, my stomach's killing me." He's like, "You're right." It's like literally cramping up. He's like, "Yo, I'll leave with you. Let's go upstairs." So gather our chips, go upstairs. Now I'm in the elevator, hunched over, holding my stomach, sweating profusely, taking like Lamaze breaths, like. And he's
in
just,
labor.
Yo, and he's just chilling, and he's like, he almost looks concerned, you know? The elevator door is open, and we were on like the 80th floor or something, and this motherfucker just starts running down the hallway. And I'm like, I can't run. I can't even fucking walk. I'm like, why is he running? It took me a while to register. Then he starts giggling, looking back at me. I'm like, that motherfucker's going to show up in the bathroom. So he had his shit too. So by the time I get there, I open the door, and I'm like, yo, and I'm banging. I'm like, Tom, open the door. He's laughing and they're shitting. I'm like, open the fucking door. I got to shit. I'm like almost crying. And he's just laughing. I'm like, bro, if you don't get the fuck out of here right now, I'm going to shit in the ice bucket. He wouldn't come out. So I took this ice bucket that you have in a hotel room, a nice fancy hotel room. I put the little plastic bag in there and I perched it because I'm like, how am I going to shit on it if it's in the floor? So I perched it up on like, what's it, nightstand or whatever. And there I am in the middle of the hotel room. He's in the bathroom taking his shit. I'm sitting there with my pants down taking a shit, and it was the grossest shit. It was that shit that it was that shit that paints the toilet bowl. So I explode into this ice bucket.
Pure violence.
But I forget that sometimes when you shit, you piss. So I start pissing all over.
Can't forget that.
It's an important element.
That's part of it. Yeah.
I haven't told this story in a while, but it kills me every time. I start pissing all over my pants, and now I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to pull my dick up. I'm pissing in my face.
God, Joe.
Trying to figure out what's worse. Do I piss all over the place? If I take my ass up, I'm going to shit on the wall. So I'm just back and forth.
Just shit on the wall. Don't piss on yourself.
I'm laughing like this, crying. He walks out. And he just walks out from taking a gross shit himself, and it smells worse outside the bathroom than it does inside. And all he sees is me fucking sitting there, shitting into a bucket, pissing, crying, laughing. He's like, what is wrong with you?
I gotta say, we've been doing this podcast for the better part of the year now, and I've never seen Joe more amused.
Joe is just
him telling.
He's laughing. He's cracking himself up.
He is beyond right now.
We're just sitting here staring at him with like these weird looks on our faces, and he's just sitting there cracking up.
That's
just
crazy, bro.
Laughing about his
you shit in a bag
story.
and pissed on yourself, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never seen him so
And he's, like,
motivated to
holding
tell a
his
story
stomach.
in his entire life.
He's literally crying.
Yeah.
Because that's how I was. That if you were there, you had to be there.
Oh yeah, you had to be there. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah.
So anyway, I did the right thing. I tied it up in a knot and put it under one of those food carts.
Jesus.
Wait for the hotel
maid.
staff.
I own a men's. I don't know how I'm going to do it though.
You gotta track this person down and make amends.
I figured it was a living amends. I just stopped shitting in ice buckets in fancy
There you
hotel
go.
rooms.
You know what you should have done? I was in Vegas once, and I was with some friends, and they didn't feel like our hotel room sufficed. So this one guy he pooped and put it underneath the bed, and then called the front desk and said, "This is unacceptable. This is a disgusting experience. We need an upgrade." And they fully upgraded us. So what you should have done is taken the shit bag, put it under the bed. You guys could have been, up in a penthouse.
See,
That's
and
smart.
you guys were mad at me for adding to the
was not our
story the
best
shit part in the story. Adding that, if I didn't add
Our
that
stories
shit,
were true.
right? But if I didn't add that part of the story,
for better or worse.
if I didn't exaggerate the story with the old ladies, the old lady and the husband coming to the house and peeing on the seat, if I didn't add the shit part, none
True.
of this
You
would have
really
been possible.
Open the floodgates.
You're
literally.
welcome.
I know.
You're welcome.
But maybe she did what I did. Picture this old
Well, I
lady
still
in
have to
there
check the upper
doing
deck.
an upper decker.
Definitely check your tank.
I don't think you guys understand how old these people were. If she was able to maneuver her body to the upper deck and not like break her hip,
But
I would be very
check out what I'm
surprised.
saying, okay? Because we already spoke about it's weird for a woman to piss on the seat.
And I'd be smelling it. I would have smelled it.
Check out what I'm saying, though. Imagine my story with that old woman. She goes to do an upper decker. She forgets when she shits, she pisses, and up.
It's true.
And the mystery solved. That's why there's piss on the seat.
Oh my gosh!
the
Maybe
angle.
that's why there's piss on the
That's the
seat.
angle.
Because she was
Telling you.
She was positioned over your tank.
she was depositing an upper decker.
Yes.
And
I'm telling you, I
in the
used to-
process of depositing the upper decker, she got leakage. Is that what you're saying? There was
not
leakage.
She just forgot,
it's
like me.
just-
She's 80 years old. She forgot that when you shit, sometimes you piss.
It's all
Spray.
connected.
Yeah.
It is all
Yeah.
connected.
I used to watch a lot of
I'm no
Sherlock Holmes.
doctor, but,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's all
pretty sure
connected.
that's what-
Yeah.
It's
Pretty-
connected.
pretty sure it's all connected.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure she's got a beach. All right. Anyway, we got a guest, don't we?
Apparently, we have a guest.
That's
I think.
awesome.
I think we have.
I heard him upstairs.
I think. What's his name? Buster Ryans. What's his name?
Buster. No, I don't think that's it at all.
By the way, I got
Ryan Nosseris.
I had a client today that didn't listen to the podcast, but he's in recovery. He's been to some rehabs, and he goes, I was telling him about it, and he goes, what do you guys have like quirky nicknames for all of your guests? And I was like, how did you know that? He's like, I've been to rehab. I thought that was so
That's
funny
his
because
thing.
like, yeah, it's like you guys really do have ququirky nicknames.
we like to
have
give
Jet Ski
nicknames.
Sean
Yeah,
and Ninja
yeah, yeah.
Mike.
Well, here's the thing in the program, and you're not supposed to give last names. So how do you decipher between like the 10
That's what
million
he was
Sean's,
saying.
and the 10 million Joes, you know?
10 million.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating like the.
You know
fucking,
one Joe that counts. Remember
like
that.
the old lady poop.
Yeah. No, we got a guest.
You wanna bring him down?
Yeah, he's got one name, no nickname.
What's
known
his
for a long
nickname? The
time.
Rhinoceros.
No, that's
No?
not it. What did I say? Wait.
You said Buster Rhymes.
No, I didn't say that. What?
Yeah.
I said something else.
Rigatoni Ryan.
Oh, Rigatoni Ryan.
Yeah, because I knew you would want to give him a nickname.
Rigatoni,
So we got Rigatoni Ryan. Yeah.
You want
I
to bring
like that better.
Hey, Rigatoni, come on down. Oh, gee, what are you doing? Is that all? You on all fours? Just come down the stairs, dude.
All
right.
I guess got big dicks. I don't know what to
Oh,
tell
my
you.
God.
That's what happens. They just stumble down, 3 at a time.
Dude.
And that's how they come in the door.
Ryan,
How you doing, guys?
what's up, brother?
Honored to be here.
You're honored to be on this
Honored to
podcast?
be
I've
on
never heard
this
anyone say
podcast.
honored to be here.
We've heard like tree people say it
Yeah.
now. We get a head of steam.
I don't even get
us.
that. Who would be honored? Like we just
People love
we
shit
just had
stories.
a 10-minute. We just had a 10-minute conversation about shit,
Yeah, I
and
guess
you're like, I'm honored
I
to be
guess
here.
People love shit and dick jokes. I don't know.
Such an honor to be here.
I got a great shit story.
Good.
Jump right in.
Hop into the
Jump
mic.
right in.
We
Our
don't even
listeners
want to
love it.
We'll introduce you more later and get into the shit story first, and then let's
Straight
back
to
it
the
up.
shit.
Yeah.
Please.
So the year was 2000.
Okay, love it. Love
Great shit year.
Yeah.
Great shit year.
Yeah.
Names will be changed for privacy purposes.
it. Okay, good.
4-star lacrosse camp at Cortland. Anybody ever heard of it?
Oh,
Yeah,
Massapequa, big
Yeah.
lacrosse school.
this
right?
is sounding sexy already.
yeah.
So, yes, I don't know about sexy. Compsawag
Compsawag.
High School was on the floor underneath us. And all of Massapequa was on one floor. And we get into a spat back and forth where we're opening windows and we're throwing things down at the kids beneath us.
Yeah, see, we were such dicks.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So you know how everybody one-ups each other, right? Of
course. Yeah, of
So
course.
who's throwing this down? So I have the bright idea to take a
Like you with
lacrosse-
this shit story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right on. Take a lacrosse shaft off a lacrosse stick, put it through a window, and pour piss in a cup.
Oh, that's-
through the lacrosse shaft.
There we go.
That's dirty. I like that.
Yeah.
So we'll call him Phil. Phil says.
Is that a pun?
Phil says.
Philip Cup.
I'll do one better. I'll shit in a pizza box and leave it in the hallway.
That is better.
Right.
It's a little bit better.
Yeah.
So Comswag has no idea what's about to hit them.
Nor should they.
So Phil one-ups himself and says, I got a better idea.
I'm raising the stakes. I raise. You're already raised.
I'll shit in a Gatorade bottle.
That's
fill
Yeah.
it with warm water and throw it down the hallway.
that's a true shit.
That's homemade diarrhea.
That's shit. That's a shit.
That's a recipe for homemade diarrhea right there.
So he does this, and it smells so bad that they had to have a hazmat unit come and poison control and shut down the hallway.
That's amazing.
So you see people with the white suits clearing everything out.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that to this day.
Yeah.
That's
The
amazing.
smell makes me gag. still.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
That's amazing.
Hazmat.
So I don't know if you could say that your shit has ever cleared out a whole wing in a dorm.
No. I just messed
Just a
up a hotel
backpack.
room.
Yeah.
And a backpack.
Ironically, he's a foreign commodities trader now.
That's
Oh, really? Good for
Very
him.
successful.
It's actually a fun little fact about me.
Well,
My
he was trading
my
commodities
shit,
like that.
Ryan, my shits don't even stink. My shit smell like flowers.
Yeah, me too.
It's a beautiful smell. It's a beautiful smell, my
No
shit.
more
Well, makes
stench than a
sense.
warm biscuit.
I'm telling you.
It makes sense. 'cause
I'm telling you.
you're
I
gay.
don't know what it is. I don't know what something's going on in my digestive system. But when I poop
cleans it out.
and I get, I
I like how you said
love.
poop now. I love when Casey said that.
It's
I-
poop.
I brought the poop. He called the
I
shit
love
poop.
the smell. I love the smell of my own brand. I really do. It's like what do you call it? Potpourri. It's a little potpourri. It's
Poopery.
beautiful.
Poopery. Yeah, poopery.
I can go right now. I'll drop one in
No,
your.
it's
in your
okay.
Just
I'll
keep it out of my
do you want me
toilet
to
tank.
Do you want me to leave you a floater?
No,
when-
I
when
get it. A lot of people like the smell of semen. It makes sense.
Does it even have a smell?
Yeah, it smells like pollen. I came outside one summer. I
Oh,
came
here, he's cracking himself up again. Here he goes.
because I came outside one summer. I had to be like 11, 10 years old, and I had to be 10 because my brother wasn't away yet. And I'm like, Louis, it smells like cum out here. He's like,
Bleach and
It's
asparagus.
springtime. Shut up, you freak.
Can we get Lewis on the show? I would love to get your brother Lewis on the show. The
Maybe,
stories
maybe.
that he would be able to tell about you, just about you. Didn't even have to even talk about
that's why I'm
himself.
trying to get my-
Just stories about you would be a whole episode.
That's why I'm trying to get one of my best friends to come on here because I never laugh harder than when I'm either being made fun of
or talking about your own shit. Yeah.
or making fun of myself that
Yeah.
I'm laughing so hard because I'm such an idiot, Neanderthal fucking Momo.
Funny that 4 grown men are sitting around talking about shits like a bunch of kids talking about farts. It doesn't change.
No, it
Never
doesn't
changes.
change.
No matter
Poops are
how
funny.
old you get, farts and shits is still funny.
Everybody
God.
knows poops are funny.
Always.
So are farts.
No,
It's
but
classic humor.
That's what a lot of guys do. I saw it even with my father. His friends came over for his 80th birthday, and he's older. You know, he's in his chair, and there's some younger guys there, and he goes to get up, and he's like, and they're like, come on, you can do it. Get up, you fuck. Like they're fucking with him. So it's like, it doesn't change because that's just something we do. It's the way we show up. I love it.
I think this episode really relates to our female audience. Actually,
they're gonna love it.
They love this type of
They
talk.
shit too.
Yeah,
Don't let
everybody.
it fool you.
Yeah, everybody poops. Remember that? book?
Not my ex-girlfriend. She did 6 years, not one poop.
She's a ninja shitter.
She didn't fart.
I know
She
girls
didn't
like
poop.
that.
way.
No,
I have never witnessed her poop
Exactly.
or fart in 6 years.
Because you were
No.
impacting the colon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's there's a lot. There's some truth to that. Ooh.
Maybe, but I think she was just a ninja shitter. I've come in contact with those before. They just go in there, they're done.
Rabbit pellets.
Yeah,
I mean, in her defense, I used to like when I first started dating her, I would hold in my farts in bed, and it would be the next morning. Oh my god! Like
When you
if
pull
you
the
hold
covers
it,
over?
if you first of all, I used to eat McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell, like
Oh, yeah,
all,
that sounds so good.
while drinking gallons of vodka every day.
Oh.
So I would fart.
gross.
That's the recipe for a lot
You're
of farts.
disgusting.
And I would hold
And that didn't
them
smell
in.
like potpourri. I don't care what you
I
say.
would hold. Well, it did. I would hold them in. All right, and then
Hold 'em in.
And then when she would go to work, you know, I would let it loose, and the farts would last for, I'm not exaggerating, 15 to 20
Like a cat
seconds.
purring?
15 to 20 seconds, and it was better. It was better than the sex I had the night before. It was
Oh.
better. It
Yeah, of
felt
course, 'cause you like it in the end.
amazing. Oh, Casey, are you going to allow this?
Sounds like a rototiller.
Fix it in post.
Oh, come on. All right, now you know what? Let's get to our guests. I'm tired of this shit. Always go
Shit
fuck
stories
with me.
done.
yeah. So right, I like that you ended with the shit story, but we always like to get
Where do we go from here?
Yeah, exactly. Now we're
Well, we
finished.
can only
It's done.
go up.
Yeah.
I think we've peaked.
Yeah. No, we always like our guests to take a minute to introduce themselves to the audience. Just where you came from, maybe what your family life was like, any siblings, anything like
Yeah,
that.
who the fuck are you, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Ryan. I am an alcoholic.
All right.
All right. I'm
Holla at your boy.
yeah. Grew up in Massapequa. 2 older brothers. Big Italian family. Far-reaching. Multiple towns. Cousins everywhere. You know, typical South Shore, Long Island upbringing. It was like the golden age of humanity, I think. You know, like the 90s.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 39. I'm 39
so
years
he's-
All right.
old.
So yeah, you
He's
so
more my
you were
age
born
than
in what,
your age.
86, 85.
Yeah.
So the 90s, yeah, you were
90s was the
yeah,
best.
Loved
yeah.
it. And you know, I think I relate to the older generation a little bit more because of the fact that I have 2 older brothers.
How
So
old
I
are
was
they?
around older people.
How
at a
old are your
young
older
age.
brothers?
44 and 40, going to be 47.
Oh, so yeah, there was a big
Dude,
gap.
that's very
Okay,
similar
yeah.
to mine.
3,
Yeah.
3, and 3.
That's good.
You know,
So-
yeah.
So
Yeah.
were you like their little monkey clown, like Joe over here was to his
100%.
brothers?
Yeah.
I think I have CTE from getting balls thrown at my
Yeah.
head.
Oh, you guys have a lot in
Tortured,
common.
Yeah. Tortured at a young age.
It was crazy growing up, but I agree with you. It was like I was already an old soul. I wanted to grow up fast, and it was just like everything they did. They were like my gods. They were like my gods at first. So I get that.
Did they beat the shit out of you? Because my brother used to beat the shit out of me. He used to bring his friends over, and they would beat the shit out of me.
Mine too.
And one of his friends now is a fucking correspondent on Fox News. I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to blow
Yeah,
him
they
up.
tied me
But
up.
he's a fucking
Jeez.
correspondent. And every time I see him,
Didn't we
like
throw you in a
talking about
dumpster?
like
I got
whatever.
out.
They used to put me in headlocks and like beat the shit out of
Bro,
me.
they used to tie me up, invite their friends over, and just lay on my chest and just fucking drill punches into my chest. And I'd be sitting there like on a cross, just getting punched to the
Dude,
chest.
they used to beat the shit out of us, and then they would make me fight my best friend. Like they would set up fight clubs.
Yeah, but that's a good idea.
They used to fucking
That's a good
force me and my best friend to fucking fight to the like
bum
basically
fighting.
until like
Pilots and
one of us
gloves.
cried and left
Yeah,
the room.
we did that with my cousins too, my little cousins.
I
We did
got
it.
lucky. My oldest brother was too too much older that if he had really hit me and my friends, we would have gotten killed.
Clobbered.
It was open field day with my middle brother and his friends.
Yeah.
But I feel bad. They got it. There was this kid, I don't want to say his name, Brian, and he was a friend of my brother's, and he did some dark, twisted stuff to my brothers for just torture. I remember making kids eat dirt and, just took it to another level. Really, really took it to another level.
Well, what kind of dirt? Because, nice, healthy
Dirt
soil
in
is
the
actually nutritious.
I don't know about nutritious. But, he
White
he
dog
would just,
shit like in Step Brothers.
Oh, that's different.
he had my middle brother's friends crying. He tortured people. But we had this tree house in the backyard, and they would make me and my friends go in. And you remember the red kickballs?
Of course.
Windows, and doors in the
Yeah.
tree house.
Yeah.
Love
And they'd
kickball.
be like, you and your friends gotta, hide and not get hit by the balls. And they would wing.
Joe knows all about that.
My brother was like
Yeah.
a minor league pitcher. He was winging these kickballs.
Your brother was a minor league pitcher?
He was on the Babe Ruth team and Long Island teams, and he was very, very good. And
Yeah,
stopped
like a
playing.
semi-pro pitcher.
He could have, he would have gone that route, but
Nice.
he was
He was
throwing.
just toasted kid.
At like
Yeah.
13 years old, he was throwing in like 80, 79.
So he was like Billy Madison
He was a freak.
playing dodgeball,
Yeah.
basically?
People would come up to me when I played, and they'd be like, I remember coming to Burns Park specifically to watch your brother because we heard about this kid who had this rocket arm.
Yeah.
So he would.
Well,
be,
that might have been me. I mean, I was a different neighborhood, but I was known around town as having a rocket arm.
Yeah,
So-
something entirely different.
Yeah. Now, you remember Uncle Rico from Napoleon
Uncle
Dynamite?
Rico.
No, but this is
That's
true.
him.
I could.
Yeah.
I
He
used
could
to be able
throw
to
a ball
I
clear
used
of those mountains over
No,
there. Coach just put him in. They
He's
would've won
joking,
state.
but seriously, I could have thrown. I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter
Napoleon
mile.
Island.
I could throw a pigskin a quarter mile back in
I believe it.
'82.
I believe it.
It's true.
No, 100%.
Coach would have put me in. If Coach would have put me in,
You would've won state.
we would have won state.
Oh,
we
100%.
easily would have won state, Ryan.
So, but overall, you had a pretty normal childhood. Things were good.
Yeah, fantastic. Great childhood. I think from what I've heard, similar upbringing to you.
Yep.
Italian
Yeah,
family,
you
the
fucking
older
bunch
brothers.
of wops in here.
Yeah,
KC, what does it feel like to be in the room with a couple of wops like this, huh?
I'm Armenian. I'm
Oh, there you go.
You're close.
Yeah, very
yeah,
close.
perfectly comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
Very close. We're like cousins, right?
Yeah, and
man.
and Jews and Italians, like Sebastian Maniscalco says, same
I love
corporation,
it.
different division.
I just love finding excuses to call Italians wops.
Yeah, of
I just
course.
love that word.
I
It's
still-
a great
Do
word.
I need to fix that in post?
No
No,
way.
I-
Are we
no,
allowed to
because-
say it?
Italians are the only people that you could be racist against.
Yes.
And nobody cares.
That's
they
right.
Don't care.
That's
But
right.
Italians have thick skin and they appreciate
Bet your
like when
sweet ass we
people
do.
like joke
You
around.
guys give him the pass? Can I keep it?
Yeah,
Everybody gets
Oh,
mad.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
There's
That's
really
how we
nothing
do.
you could say,
No.
that bothers Italians. They're the last people you could be racist
That's
against.
absolutely
Casey,
right.
these
and I appreciate that about my culture.
These grease balls are just a couple of good
just-
wops. All right,
it just
they're just a
gets more
couple of
and more
good
dark.
wops.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's
These
good.
awful pieces of shit. I'm like, whoa, Justin, settle down, buddy.
Well, I'm okay.
this is no
now.
longer playful.
Now you're just hurtful.
I'm afraid I'm going to hear myself and think I really sound the way that people say, with like the Brooklyn, oh, hey. I'm like, I don't sound like that.
Hey, I'm
I'm
walking
going to hear
here.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
the numbers. Nobody outside the tri-state area listens to this. So
Yeah, yeah, it's
you
fine.
sound like everybody else.
Yet,
Yeah, exactly.
yet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Joe
it's a big
Rogan
yet.
started somewhere.
Hey, we all got to start somewhere.
Is Pennsylvania the tri-state area? Because I
I
heard
believe
we're
it's
getting
one of the three states, right?
we're
It's-
getting buzz in Pennsylvania from what
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
We get
yeah.
Buzz and Penn.
Yeah, we are. We're
I
getting
like
buzz.
that. I was
yeah.
just out in Pittsburgh. Nobody told me nothing.
Yeah, we're spreading. We're
There was
spreading like a
couple
bad case of
There was
herpes.
a couple of random international listens too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who these weirdos are.
Track them down.
Armenians.
There must be maniacs
Definitely
everywhere.
Arme-
That's listening.
That's got to be
Very
Hammer.
mild
That's-
Armenian.
That's got to be Hammer's influence. There's
Absolutely.
got to be Hammer.
Coyote
Hammer's got
Ugly.
friends all over the
Yeah,
globe.
Coyote Ugly. Those
Yeah.
broads come from everywhere.
100%. I'm telling you, it's got to
Oh,
be
yeah,
Hammer.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hammer's
all right.
got a fan club.
Yeah, he does.
Hammer's
so
a national.
I think the name carries weight.
Hammer is a
Hammer.
national treasure. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
He definitely is. All right. So give me a little bit about what it was like as far as growing up with the older brothers. When did things start going from everything's good, family life is good, a lot of love, to
Right. So,
just stepping away a little bit?
okay, so I'd like to say I had the golden childhood, like the family life. You would look from the outside and envious, right? So my older brother was probably a freshman in college. My middle brother was going into what do you think?
I'm still laughing at me calling you guys grease balls. I'm just laughing at that. Sorry.
Your
Go
older
ahead.
brother's
It's
going
good
to
for your
college.
skin.
Yeah.
So my middle brother, he's probably in mid high school, and I'm in like 7th or 8th grade, and I start getting in trouble. My middle brother was an athlete. He didn't get in trouble. He always got lucky, right? Him and his friends. Like, they burnt down the preserve. I don't know how you could burn
The nature preserve?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they would always do, stuff, but they got away with it. They were good kids. They were all athletes. My older brother and his friends were different. They were a little wild.
Being good at sports lets you get away with a lot of
Right.
shit in the
Oh, I
community.
know, trust me. This guy.
So like,
Hey, he's a starting quarterback, let him slide.
I fell somewhere in between. Like, the teachers would be like, I don't know what to expect. The older brother was nuts. The middle brother was good. What's
Right.
up with, but I would
You're a
get in
little bit of
trouble. I
both.
travel with the wrong crowd.
You were the youngest?
The youngest,
Yeah.
the baby, yeah.
Yeah.
And my father had a successful small business that he operated for years. And at some point, he sold that business. My mother went to work. It opened up a new world to her. She was no longer a stay-at-home mother. So there was some cracks that started to show in their relationship. And now at this point, with these things happening, my mom's out here. She's working. My dad's here. He's working. No one's around. My house was like the hangout, right? Like the spot after school.
Yep.
You're like 12 or 13, and you come home in the summer, and there's the senior girls, and they're playing beer pong in your backyard.
Oh,
with
that's
your brother's
awesome.
friends.
That's
Yeah, it was
fucking,
phenomenal.
that's a sick childhood.
You know?
When you're like that place where everyone goes to. Yeah.
And it was like, what was the movie with Jason Biggs and the apple pie?
American Pie.
That was like the
Exactly.
year,
Yeah.
So good.
that was like that
Best
when that
hook ever.
movie came out, and it
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
that was like our life. Like, it was the summer, it was sports, it was going out with girls, hanging out, drinking, having fun. And it was kind of like the boys will be boys mentality. So everything was tolerated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My father was big on, if you go to school, you go to work, you can have a little fun.
Yeah, work hard, play hard.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was always on the fringe of getting in trouble, just avoiding big trouble.
What was your first drink like?
This is
No,
his
no.
Joe's
Oh,
favorite
first-
question is
first
finding
drink?
out just
Well,
everyone's first
Yeah,
drink. It's a
yeah,
great
well,
question.
Because me and him have I heard him share the other day,
Yeah.
and we have such a similar story, and that just being the baby, being the younger brother, how it all started. When my father got locked up, my mother had to go back to work. My brother was at work, so my house, I was in
It was the
middle
house.
school,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Sunday gravy, the whole
but same
thing,
thing
yeah.
with getting out of
Yes.
trouble. Like I got in trouble, but I didn't get in trouble. Like the kind of trouble I should have and could have got in, I always skated by, which just blew up
Yeah,
my
you
ego
squeaked
more
by,
and more.
yeah.
Yeah, but it just blows your ego more and more, thinking you're untouchable.
Yeah,
So
invincible,
but
yeah.
The first drink's important because
Yeah.
it's not just about the first drink. It's also about like what made you do that. Was it attractive to you? Did you whatever it was? Did you
let's
wanna
hear it.
escape?
So
Whatever.
the first, I don't want to say that I remember my exact first drink, but I could tell you about the first drunk that I remember.
That's more like it. Yeah.
So Sweet 16 era,
Oh, really?
Catering halls, the whole nine, like 8th, 9th grade. Beautiful girl I went to school with. She's having a Sweet 16. We were close. We were friends. She gives me a candle, which is like an honor, right?
Absolutely.
You get your own candle.
What?
at
I don't know
Sweet
about
16.
this. What the hell is that?
Well,
Oh,
it's
you
not
know
for-
about
is
candles.
this some,
They're
is
just
this some
different
guinea shit?
candles.
Is this guinea shit?
It's a mitzvah.
All right.
It's a mitzvah.
Okay.
It's a mitzvah. That's all you
Different
got to know.
candles.
All right.
So
It's
like
16 mitzvahs.
All right.
people who hold significance in a girl's life, she gets 16 or 17 candles.
17, yeah,
17 candles, one for good luck, and like the grandma gets a candle. the
Oh, like a bar
boyfriend gets
mitzvah when you give the candles.
What?
Talking to-
With a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, bar mitzvah when the Jews get
that a
turn
menorah?
13. Yeah.
You get 13
yeah.
candles?
No, menorah is Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
No,
So-
in a bar mitzvah you get 13 candles.
What do you
and
do with them? I thought you get bread.
You give them out to people. You
I
gotta
thought you
give it-
fucking guys break bread.
We
and start
do.
eating
We
it.
break bread and we drink Manischewitz and
Challah.
you
Yeah.
know, and we challah. Yeah, Mazel Tov, and then you do the whole thing. It's a whole spiel.
And then
you don't want
just
to
invite a
get
bunch
into
of
it.
people up with candles?
Yeah, and then they give you money. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Jesus
I made like
Christ.
$35,000 in cash and bonds for my bar mitzvah.
Oh, good. We got to talk about where you
Fucking
keep that.
amazing. Yeah.
So,
See?
so sweet
Typical.
16 candle.
Typical.
You get a candle.
Did you save it all?
Of course, I saved it
Yeah,
all.
every penny.
I, I invested.
Stereotypes
Do you have
are
any
real,
idea? Do you
folks.
have
I hate
any
to tell
idea how much interest I have on that money? It's
Oh,
still there.
absolutely. Yeah.
I've got an IRA, a Roth IRA.
He's got an apartment.
Don't worry about me.
So you get the candle at this
So we get the
beautiful
candle, right,
sweet
all right,
16. Not a bar mitzvah.
So me and a couple of my friends, we steal a bottle of liquor from someone's parents' liquor cabinet, and we shoulder tap, and we get a 12-pack. So now there's 3 of us with a bottle of some horrible like whiskey or scotch. I don't remember what it was. I could still like smell it and taste it to this day. That's how bad it was. But
Probably scotch.
we're standing in the woods in the Croons Lake Preserve. We're passing this bottle of liquor around, and we're just hammering beers to get there before the Sweet 16 starts.
This is the first time you got drunk.
First drunk. So everything is all good. We walk there. Maybe it's like mile and a half, 2 miles. We walk from the woods. We walk down. We get there. All our other friends are outside. They're sneaking drinks before. They're smoking weed. We walk in. I sit at a table. And I remember like being hot and cold at the same time, right? The cold sweats. I put my head down on the table, and that was it. Lights out. I didn't even make it to the candle ceremony. I think they called me up for the candle, and somebody picked me up, and I just puked all over the table, all over myself.
That makes sense.
All over myself.
Now, is that a tradition with Italians?
No,
do
unfortunately,
this?
no. You're gonna love the latter part of this story, though. You are gonna love this. You know, the mother freaks out with good reason. They call my family. I get picked up, and I like it's like you remember snapshots of blackouts.
Yeah, brownouts, I call them.
I
Yeah.
remember my brother is undressing me to get me out of these puke-covered clothes, and he just starts laughing and shaking his head, and he's like, "Mom, he got puke in his shoes, and they're on." You know, so
you get it in
just
your
dress
shoe?
shoes. I don't know, covered in just vomit everywhere, disgusting, right?
That's fucking weird.
So that was
man.
my first real experience. I drank for effect, right? I didn't drink because I liked the taste.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, but that's crazy. So you were 16, basically. You had
I was probably turning 15 because I was
Understood.
the youngest guy in the older grade instead of being the oldest guy in the younger grade.
That's
I'm
I was
an October
the same.
baby,
I was
so
the same. So I got
Yeah.
left back in kindergarten, but that's a different story. So,
Yeah.
but it's almost amazing that you lasted that long though, because you had older brothers and stuff
Yeah,
like
I'm
that. It was
surprised.
never
16.
not that they would push it on you, but I'm just saying you never saw them and you were intrigued. And
I mean, I
attracted by
tried.
it.
We tried smoking pot and stuff like that, but I was so afraid to get in trouble because I got caught smoking cigarettes. Like I said, I got arrested for graffiti. I was afraid. I was afraid of
You
my
were getting
father.
caught a lot
I was
for
afraid.
stuff.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
caught for a lot of stuff.
Would your father like take out the belt, or was it like
100%.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
you
a
would
good
hear.
dad.
You would
Yeah,
hear-
he's a good dad. Yeah, of course.
I will say this: I never got beat that bad. I probably deserved a lot more than I got, but
Yeah.
just hearing
Yeah.
the footsteps coming like a
Yeah,
silverback
but that's
gorilla
the whole purpose
puts
of
the
it.
fear of God into you.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing, too: is being the baby. I'm sure Joe could relate to this. Your parents are already like
Softened
lubed up, so
Yeah.
to speak. You
Yes.
know what I'm
Lubed
saying?
up.
You know,
That's a
they're-
poor choice of
they're
words.
broke-
Yeah, well, grease balls.
They're
lubed up.
broke.
Fucking
They're broken
jeez.
in already. You're
Yeah.
not the first child breaking a rule. You
That happens.
get away
That's
with a lot more.
Yes,
So
that's a legitimate thing.
Yeah, it's true.
After that first time, and you blacked out, bad experience. Was there anything there like maybe I shouldn't do that again, or immediately you were like,
couldn't wait.
I couldn't wait.
Couldn't wait.
And was it still just drinking at that
was
point?
fearful, but it was too engraved in my social life and what I'm going to go out with my friends and what we're going to do and this and that. And, smoking marijuana got mixed in there.
Yeah, of
And,
course.
the first time I tried to do that at a party, the same thing happened. I knocked out on the floor, sick.
Well, because you were
projectile
already
vomiting.
drinking. You weren't
Right.
just smoking.
Right.
You fucking-
So
So
you
mix
hit the
it
ground
up.
running after this barfing incident of the Sweet 16. You kept drinking every day?
Yeah, not every day. No, it was like a weekend thing. And it's funny because I remember back then, I remember my friends being like, when you have the older brother, people are like, oh, can your brother get us beer or whatever?
Yeah.
So I remember being like, I don't want to drink 2 weekends in a row. That would make me an alcoholic. That's where my mind was.
You were
back then.
fucking.
Yeah, you
I was
put
labeled.
labels.
That's called
Yeah.
foresight.
Yeah, but looking
foreshadowing.
looking back
Foreskin.
now, like all these things, like for example, the family situation, right? I'm with my parents. I'm growing up angrier as I see what's going on, and I have no coping mechanisms. I don't know how to talk about things. The only way I know how to deal with things is rage, anger, or not talking about it, or acting out. So I kept drinking like that. You know what I mean?
Medicating, self-medicating.
100%.
But that's what I was going to ask you. Because were you angry? Did you see yourself starting to change and get angry and resentful before the drinking? Like I used to have a bad
I was
temper and getting into
fearful.
trouble.
I was
and that's,
fearful.
Okay.
I was fearful. I was afraid of everything that I knew. My family, I was afraid.
Understood.
I was fearful. But as I got older, there was a little more anger and just not being able to when you're a young kid, you're fucking
Yeah,
out of
you're
your
confused.
mind.
You have no idea what's going
you're out
on.
of your
You're
mind,
fucking out of your
People
mind.
don't
is
realize
right.
how out of our minds we were.
Well,
Like,
that's of course. That's,
parents just don't understand.
Well, but that's like
High school is like the end all be all, right? You
Yeah.
think like if
Yeah.
you don't get this girl or you don't do this,
Right.
it's the end of the
Everything is the
world.
biggest
Yeah.
fucking thing. So
Yeah, but-
parents, if you're listening out there, Have a little respect for your kids. Everything is the hugest thing in the world. It may not seem like that to you, but to them, it is life or
think they
death.
I was
forget.
going to go in another direction. I was going to say beat your kid more.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen,
Tag
I'm
line
all
with the
for that.
t-shirt.
So,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, beat the kid,
No,
create
but-
the adult.
No,
you know,
but
that's my
you got
slogan.
a very good point because I think a lot of parents and a lot of adults forget that, even though it doesn't mean anything to us now, that's their world. And kids are supposed to be fucked up figuring shit out. They go through emotional changes, testosterone, estrogen, whatever it is, puberty. And that's why it's crazy that we think it's okay to fucking have kids
Right.
make big decisions at this age.
Right.
Where it's like, you're just trying to figure shit out
Yeah.
right now. You have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Kids are like adults in early recovery. They should not be making any
decision.
major life decisions
No,
while they are
no.
kids.
No, definitely
And in
not.
my book, you are a kid basically nowadays until you're fucking 35.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be like 18, 19. Now it's like 35.
You know, it's tough. It's got to be tough. I can't imagine yet because I don't have kids, but right when you see your kid playing sports and dating girls and he's in 9th, 10th grade and there's almost an expectation for them to go out and try and try things and drink with
Yeah.
their friends, right?
Absolutely.
So, but now looking back, where you're at a point where you're in recovery, you're an alcoholic. How do you know where to draw that line as a parent?
Well, that's the hardest part,
Yeah.
honestly. And I think you have to just there's no rule book, and nobody does it right. And that's why, like the same thing, we came to terms with our parents. Like they did the best they can with what they had.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you don't know what you don't know until you know something different. So like I see the same thing with my nieces and nephew, like my brother and my sister-in-law. But God bless them, like. The kids drink. They drink responsibly, and they started drinking. Like I saw them drinking around the family around 16, and at first I had to bite my tongue because I'm like, "You saw
Yeah.
what happened with me. I was
Right.
a fucking
Right.
maniac."
But what are you
at
gonna
the end
do?
of the
Yeah.
day, also like, look, they do it in Italy. They do it in a lot of parts of
Yeah.
the world where they don't demonize it. They
Right.
teach the kids how to drink responsibly. So I don't know, and that's why it's not my business. It's up to the parent. But I get what you're saying because same thing. Like
It's play it by
when
ear.
you're in
Every
that
situation is different.
yeah, and you think
Yeah.
you're going to handle it a certain way, and maybe you don't. Maybe you come at it with love. Maybe you don't come at it with anger because you just understand that. Yeah, and it's also based on how it happened, what they did. Like it's every situation's different.
Well,
you know?
how many times too have you heard the story where the girls, people were like sheltered and their parents didn't let them get away with anything, and they
That's
went to
what I'm
college.
saying.
They go
Catholic
to college,
schoolgirls,
and then
yeah.
they go
Fucking the whole
nuts.
basketball team.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Catholic schoolgirls are a perfect example.
Yeah, and
They're
why they
not
gotta
allowed
be
to do
Catholic
anything.
schoolgirls?
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Why can't they be from the Hashem?
There's some Jew broads out there that go crazy.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Oh.
They jump on J-Date, they fucking go nuts.
J-Date.
Eight cocks a day.
Farmer's daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, oh, when you busted my balls.
Hey,
Oh.
what about Family Guy? Where it's like, Copernicus. Back in the line.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Copernicus, get to the back. That's the funniest in the world. All right, so give me an idea, because again, I just heard your story not too long ago, and I wanted to hear more, and we talked about it, how it's ridiculous trying to sum up a person, a man's life in fucking 20 minutes. But give me an idea of the progression, because I was so interested in how your life went down, the adversities you faced, the things you went through, the experiences you had, like everything. So you started out 15 at the Sweet 16, and you just loved it, even though you had a bad experience with
Horrible.
it. You went right back after it. Then
Yeah.
you started smoking weed a year later to double it up, and now
Right.
what's the rest of it?
So,
look like?
so looking back at it now, it seems ridiculous. But I remember there was a turning point for me where somewhere where I don't know, maybe around junior or senior year, two brothers that went to a Catholic school. One of them got kicked out for doing blow in a bathroom, and he had to come to public school. And I befriended him because I knew, we had some connections. He was on the fringe of our friend group, you know what I mean? But I was like head over heels in love with this girl, right? End all be all. We were friends for years. We were like best friends.
It's a pattern with you here.
This girl was, So she didn't really want to get together. And we were all in this group of friends. She made out with one of my friends. So I was like, fuck this crew. I'll show you.
Oh, come
And
on, Joe.
so the friend who got transferred to the school, he had a party with all these kids from the Catholic school and his older brother and their friends. And I remember I was there and I was like, yo, if somebody here have blow, I want to try blow.
Yeah.
And that was my I'll show you. Wait till you hear what I did, right? That's going to, I don't know, just fucking insane, right?
Of course.
Blow is cocaine for our laypersons
yeah, I'm
out
sorry.
there in podcast world listening. Like, what's blow? Blow is cocaine.
Cocaine.
Yeah, it's that movie with Johnny
Federico.
Depp.
Yes.
Yeah.
The yay. So So I remember somebody there had it. He's like, oh, give me $20 and we'll split a gram or something like that. Like, right? Am I allowed to say this stuff?
Oh, yeah.
You could say whatever
No,
the fuck
definitely
you
not.
want.
Yeah.
You
This
could
is
do it. Say whatever you want.
So I remember,
Cockballs.
drinking there
Yeah.
and playing beer pong and then trying
Earmuffs.
Yeah. And trying like a line. And I was like, oh man, this is it, man. This is the bee's knees. This is, I felt like the life of the party. It took me to a different place. It was a new mind-altering substance way far beyond the effects of marijuana and alcohol. I really, really got into it, and it became like a weekend thing. Then it became an in-school thing. Then it became an in-the-morning thing. And this is at a fairly young age.
That's an expensive thing at this point. For someone your age.
The prices were different back then. And I'm lucky.
Absolutely.
I always worked.
Dime bag used to cost a dime.
What about condoms?
I don't know. I never use them.
I always worked. I was always able to make money, whether it was working like as a kid. I would
Always
work.
a hustler.
Yeah, I worked in the summers in the route business. My father was in the route business, so I was like,
What is a route business?
So
It's an Italian thing.
Yeah,
Don't worry
it's
about it.
Sounds like something.
so like business that your people wouldn't particularly be able to get into.
What do you mean, my people? What does that mean, my
Wandering
people?
tribes.
Snapple.
Boar's Head, Tropicana,
Yeah.
so deliveries.
It's good- it's good business.
distributed shit.
So you guys would come home from work and be like, "Hey, I got this a fella for truck."
Yeah.
You
By the
know,
way, I loved how he turned into like a
doing over there?
1920s black fucking jazz musician with the bee's knees before.
I like that.
full of vocabulary.
Glossed over that one. Yeah.
Throughout thing.
So I was always able to have a little bit of money. I sold weed a little bit as like a senior in high school.
You hustled.
Yeah, I hustled. And
Casey, can you in post? Can you put? He's a hustler, baby. Can you put that? Clip that
fix it in post.
Thank you.
kind of got into it, and a lot of my friends were into it, and who would get it and sell a little bit, and who would have this. So it was around, right? Like if you were in the know. And at this time, Massapequa was kind of turning a corner, heading into that whole pill epidemic, right? Like it started with the Vicodins and the Percocets, and
What year is this around? Just so we have an idea.
04,
Okay.
03.
Yeah, sorry. Vicodins.
03,
Right around the time
04.
Eli Manning was drafted to the New York Football Giants.
You say that every time fucking something like
Eli
that.
Manning, the New York Football Giants. So it was, for me, it was a natural progression. I remember somebody was like, I struggled with coke. I was the first time that I realized that I really had a problem, because I would be up until 5 a.m, freshman year of college, whatever it is. And I'd be like, I don't ever want to do this again. I'm miserable. And then I would be doing the same thing the next week. And I remember somebody, I don't remember who, I don't remember how it came about. I'll try a couple of these pills, senior year. And, man, the years will get blurred after a while, it's crazy.
I know.
So I remember taking, I don't know, what were they, the Watsons and all these different kinds of painkillers, and, 1 turned to 2, 2 turned to 3, 3 turned to 5, 5 turned to 10, and supplanting.
Very
so
quickly.
now I'm mixing alcohol, weed, coke, using pills to come down, and the unmanageability still hadn't really mentally set in. It was more like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm young.
Yes,
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm having fun.
I'm experimenting.
But I think people around me were able to be like,
He's doing it differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
This dude's got a problem.
He's still
Right.
He's a little different.
What's wrong with this wop?
yeah. Yeah. So, it kind of, it evolved for me. And then, the pills went into, kind of moved rapidly into the Oxycontin. I remember I never wanted to get into the 80s, the Oxycontin 80s.
Yeah.
But somebody was like, instead of spending $60 on 10 Vicodins, try a half an
maybe.
Oxycontin.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Smart.
a financial decision.
Plus, the
course.
Vicodin's got a bunch of shit in there you don't
yeah,
even
but
need.
it's just the lines we create become very blurry,
Yes.
and then they're not there.
Right.
Yeah.
The unacceptable becomes acceptable.
That's right.
Right.
So, I had one friend, God bless him now, he turned his life around, but he was the first guy to get into OxyContin, man. We were in like 11th grade, and I remember he would just be
Damn.
he would be loaded all the time at school. Scratching. I remember he's at my house and he's scratching his back with, like the noodle scoopers that your mom has in the kitchen. And my mother walks in and she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with this
What's
kid?"
wrong with your friend?
Yeah.
This
The
idiot?
opioids make you
What
itch.
is he, a bear?
They get you,
Yeah.
make you
Oh,
itchy.
my God.
Those opioid pills. Yeah.
Thank God. He had struggles for a long time. He moved to Maryland. He got into the program. Now he's got 2 beautiful daughters, a wife, a successful business. He turned his life around as a result of the program.
Awesome.
But he got me into the OxyContin a little bit. He's like, I feel bad. I peer pressured you. He's got like this whiny half Jewish voice. And
What is that your Jew voice right there? Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Morty. I'm Jewish.
If I could call him right now and put him on, you would know exactly what you would hear.
You guys are fucking racist.
You would hear it.
You guys are racist. KC
Oh, now.
Yeah,
Casey?
now.
Let me check and see what ChatGPT says.
says you're racist.
Now we're politically correct. All right.
Yep, it's racist.
The yarmulke fits.
Oh, come on.
So
Morty.
So yeah. So he gets kind of got in there, and then that turned into years of that, and that turned into we can't get these anymore. They're not as readily available. I have something else that's cheaper, that's easier. And that was, the progression went to heroin for me, and then
Well, at that point, heroin's just a value deal.
Yeah, but
100% sniffing.
I want to get right back to that, but don't you think it's wild? Like, because I became like a chemist or a fucking scientist. Like when they started, first they turned them into a gel, but then you could cook them down.
Yeah.
Like there's all the things they did. Oh, there's little pellets in them. You could find a way to fucking draw those out, soak it up.
What are you guys talking about? I don't know the language you're speaking.
They put a coagulant in the OxyContins because so many people were sniffing them, so you couldn't sniff them anyway.
So
Really?
it was supposed to be timed release.
So you would take the time release off,
Right.
So you would always knew people who were using it because they would have those blue stains all over their shirts, right?
Oh,
the
my
blue
gosh.
stains from the time release.
Yeah. Then they came out with this other like gel form. And even with the fentanyl packets, I knew people that would open them up and suck. Like it's supposed to be a patch, like a nicotine pouch.
fentanyl patch.
Yeah, but same thing with the.
What about the kids who would steal the? It's a medicinal term for putting a drug in your. It's made to be a suppository.
Oh, there we go.
Suppository.
Keystern it. Keystern. In the verb tense.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Jack-
I remember
A conquistador? Is that what it's called?
Is that what conquistadors were?
people who would take the suppositories from their grandparents, and I'd be like, "Yeah, dude, I'm not sticking anything in my ass." You know what I'm saying? And they'd be like, yeah, you do what
Really
you got
not
to
that
do.
bad.
There's 87. Of course, yeah. You know.
I'm just saying, it's not that bad.
There's 87 different ways you
I
can
used-
get high, though.
I used to
Yeah,
soak.
yeah.
I used
For
to
what?
soak tampons in vodka.
No, don't tell me you were in that.
Well, I had to at one point because I had my jaw wired and it was really hard to drink it. When
Can you
my
imagine?
jaw was wired, guys, I didn't do it because I wanted to do it. I did it when my jaw was wired. I soaked the tampons in the vodka and I
The 99
I
bananas.
conquistadored
That's
it.
why you
Yeah.
never go swimming. You don't want
Oh,
to see
come
that.
on.
You don't want to see a little string coming out the back of your
I don't do it anymore. I did it for like the 3 weeks.
It was
I
a
had-
one-time thing.
My jaw was wired for like 3 weeks, and I
Keep
had
saying
to
you
drink.
don't like the sun
How'd you
to see your
get- how'd you
skin.
get-
I wonder
I
why Justin
busted it
won't
up.
go swimming with us.
No, but you guys don't understand. If I stopped drinking, I would literally die. I had alcohol withdrawals, and I would throw up. Do you have any idea what it's like to throw up with your jaw wired?
You know what's crazy?
You don't want to do that. Trust
No,
me. So
no,
I had
yeah.
to get that alcohol in me.
Seeing you now, I can't ever picture you being that kind of alcoholic.
Oh wow!
You know?
Yeah, I was. I was
yeah.
bad.
You got to listen to some of his early comedy stuff. You'd know right away.
Yeah.
This guy's got a tampon filled with vodka in his head.
Yeah, it was
The
bad.
rantings of a man with a
Yeah, I mean, I was
vodka tampon in his
certifiable.
ass.
My brother,
I like
my
it.
brother used to like get when I would I would go on rants with my brother.
you
on the
a
phone
butt
at, like,
funneler?
Oh come on, guys! I told you it was because my jaw was right. But my brother used.
It was
to,
a phase.
It was a phase. My
I
brother,
spit on it
no,
first.
my brother used to tell me, I think you might get locked up in a mental institution one day. Yeah. He was like serious about it.
Yeah.
Like after ranting to him at like 4 a.m. about like solving the world's problems, he's like, dude, I'm sleeping. Like, what is wrong with you?
I could just picture you walking into your brother's room in the middle of the night, ranting naked, then turning around and walking out with a little tampon.
No, dude, it was a couple of weeks where my jaw was wired.
The feety pajamas with the button-out ass specifically.
I didn't just run around with vodka-filled tampons in my butt.
I bet you didn't know
to.
that about quantum physics, did you? Turn around with a little fucking tail.
Yeah, you guys are exaggerating now, okay? It was a couple of weeks I did that, all right?
Heavy
Come
flow,
on.
heavy flow.
No, I actually love you even more.
It was
now
the heavy
than you
flow
did
one.
that.
It was the heavy flow ones, of course. yeah.
Justin, if you want,
the most.
I can
Yeah.
fix that in post.
No, leave it
come
there.
on.
No, that we both got very vulnerable today. I talked about my shit and
Jeez.
pissing all over myself.
Yeah.
You talked about sticking tampons
I
in
could
your
have
ass.
died.
Listen.
Do you have any idea what alcohol withdrawal does? You could
saved his
die.
life.
Yeah, no,
I
yeah.
had to
You
do
had
that,
to.
or I would have died.
I know you're gonna have.
Rehab was out of the question.
He's gonna
Tampons
have-
were in.
He's
You
gonna
can't
have
do that.
young alcoholic children just fucking stuffing their ass with tampons
Oh.
filled with alcohol.
Butt funnel.
It does hit you really quick. It's unbelievable.
No,
Yeah.
good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Don't try it at home, kids. All
Don't try
So, yeah, obviously you're hooked on the pills for a while. They're doing all sorts of weird shit. They go dark, and then you left to what? You can't get pills. What do you do?
Yeah. It was kind of like more taboo, but there were people who were involved in heroin at this point. You know, they were
And how old were you around this time?
probably like 19,
Damn,
20s,
still
20s.
Yo,
A lot happened from 16 to 19.
yeah.
Yeah, 20, early 20s. I think maybe I sniffed it in my early 20s. I can't remember the exact year.
Walk me through because I have a very similar story. I couldn't get pills, and there was plenty of times I couldn't get pills, and I didn't go to that. Like I did something else happened, but I didn't make the choice to go to heroin yet. It took a few times. So walk me through that story.
So at some point in my progression, right, like I never knew what withdrawals were. I never experienced
Yeah.
withdrawals. And at some point, I remember the leg pain and the feverish feeling, and I realized that I had, I had to do something to get that relief. Right, so it became evident to me, and at this point, I was so involved in the opiates that if you would have told me if you stick a vodka-soaked tampon in your ass, it'll get rid of the sickness, I would have done that.
too,
You
yeah.
know, right? So I don't remember the exact age, but I remember somebody giving me a piece of tinfoil with some brown powder, and they were like, "You already sniff OxyContin, just sniff this, and you won't get sick." And it was cheaper, and I did it. I think at that time, too, it was real heroin. I don't know what is going
That's
on.
right.
I don't know what's going on now,
Well, thank
but
God.
it was,
Thank
and it
God
was
it
either
was.
Afghanistan type
Absolutely.
brown heroin or it was white heroin.
That's right.
It was one or the other.
Because we had fucking U.S. troops guarding the biggest
Yeah.
poppy fields, fucking serving 95% of the population.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. No, it was actually right on TV.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
So I remember trying that, but it took. I'll say this: I would only sniff, and it was sporadic. I didn't get straight into heroin from there on out. It was kind of like something that if I had to mitigate risk, and there was no pills or painkillers around, that maybe I would go to. But
Yeah, you did it because as a survival mechanism,
Right.
but you still went back to your drug of choice, which is let's just stick to the pills. Like that's there as a safety net.
Right.
Okay.
If you needed it,
Yes.
it was there.
And I was still drinking, still doing, blow and smoking daily, and it kind of took off. And it's mind you, at this time I'm still trying to appear in front of my parents that I'm just drinking and partying regularly. I have a girlfriend who doesn't know I'm doing any heavy drugs at
You got a
all.
good
Yeah,
job,
of course
right? You're
not.
working.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
hustling.
working in the summer. I'm getting ready.
You're making money.
Going to college,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
all
So you
this
got
stuff.
the outside, it looks good. You're all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then whenever I would come home, the coke became more and more obvious because of the habits associated with the coke. So coming home late, being up all night,
Cleaning the house at 3 a.m.
No, that was always pill induced for me. I never wanted to clean on coke. The pills used to make
Is
me
that
fucking
wild?
get everything organized and clean.
It's gross in here. You got to
Yeah.
dust.
Yeah,
so
it's
real quick
nuts.
for the audience because they don't know. Like,
Yeah.
we were all in a sober house together.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even tell them
no,
that.
well,
yeah.
we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let him tell it, but
You probably remember it better than me.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, God.
definitely.
I was naive because we lived in the sober house together
well
on
because we
Cambridge
liked him
Street.
too. So it's like
We loved him. We loved Ryan. Ryan was one of my favorite dudes.
You
Yeah.
two were the only two, other than my roommate, that looked like fucking Kimbo Slice. You two were the only guys in the house that I remember.
Yeah.
So funny.
So Ryan lived in the sober house with me and Joe and a bunch of other guys, and he was using at the time, and he I didn't know. I just like this dude Ryan loves cleaning the house.
Yeah.
Like he would
What a great
always,
guy.
yeah.
Really
He's like he's doing
contributing.
everyone's chores, always cleaning the toilet.
Yeah.
He would take 45-minute showers, and I was like, no, he's not using. He's like, trust me, he really wants to get sober. He's just really working hard.
Nobody wants a chore. He's like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
He didn't clean this right anyway.
Other people now it's like, dude, he's using. I'm like, nope, he is not. You're wrong. And I asked him. I asked
sorry.
Ryan. I'm like, Ryan,
For
are
what?
you using? You're like, nope, I'm not using. I'm not using at all. I'm not using anything.
That was dope too. That was
like,
dope.
see, he's sober.
I'm sorry. I
No,
appreciate
don't
you
apologize.
vouching for me.
I did vouch for you.
I'm sorry I put you in that position.
No, it's
Yo,
good.
it took
You got
me.
it
It
here.
took me like a week of being in that house. I remember I had a check and I had to walk to the check cashing place, and I passed the Hempstead bus station, and that was it. That
Yeah.
was a fucking
That was
wrap
that.
for me.
No, for a
yeah.
lot of people. They
Yeah.
go out on Terrace
You're
Ave-
not alone.
They're like, great,
Yeah.
put a sober house in Terrace Avenue. Let's see how that works out.
And I remember
But people
Danny
get sober there.
I remember knowing like the jig was up and that the house manager Danny was gonna catch me, and like he was like, "You got to piss today," and I would like milk it as long as I could. I'd be like,
I remember
can't
you
go.
milking it.
Yeah,
I remember
I can't
that.
go. I can't
He's
go.
like,
Dehydrated.
I
Dude,
can't go. I
It's
can't
6
go.
hours later.
Yeah.
You drank like 9 bottles
Yeah.
of water. You're like, I still can't piss. I'm like, how does he even holding it in at this point?
I was taking like 500 milligram niacin pills by the handful and just chugging water. And Danny would be like, "All right, bro." At this point, he's like, "Yeah, you gotta go.
You gotta-
I know
you gotta
what's up,
pee or
know
you
what I
gotta
mean?
go.
Yeah, and
That's
Pun intended.
well, you know, looking back too, I wanted to do it my way. He was like, "You can't have your car here for however
Of
much time," and I
course.
parked my car around the block
Yeah,
after like
of
day
course.
3.
why did Danny let me have
But
my
that's-
car right
look,
out the gate?
Yeah, but
He
that's
let me have my car.
That's
Yeah.
the little things.
You were an alcoholic, maybe.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Maybe
That-
it was different for drug guys.
Right,
Or
right.
if you were
That's a
there
good
for a
point.
little while.
Right.
Yeah.
If you were there for a little while, I think it's you like the first 3 months you can't bring a car. I, think it
I
was
had
like,
my car right at the first day.
You know what I
Yeah,
do
but
miss
you're a
from that
weirdo.
house though? Those fucking chicken patties like that they give you at NUMC.
Yeah.
They were always on deck in the freezer.
Yeah.
No, but that's even like just like they say the relapse happens before it happens. It's like, look, you're trying to
seeds
get
planted.
sober,
I
but you're
wasn't
really
ready.
not.
I
No, you're
wasn't
not
ready.
ready. You're trying to find a way to use successfully because
Yes.
the first set of rules or any kind of accountability or
Right.
anything like that, you're like, this is no, I'm not doing
Right
this.
out the gate, you're not following the first rule that
Yeah,
that sober house has. You've already relapsed, regardless if you've used or not.
Absolutely.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny to me though, and I don't know if this is a bad way of looking at it, but it's a sign of our resilience that we put up with misery for so long before we actually give in. Like some people will give up at age 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It took me until just last year.
I was
Yeah.
34.
39,
me
39
too, around the
38
same time.
years
Yeah.
old to be thoroughly beaten and say I'm finally done.
Yeah.
Like I was just too stubborn and hard-headed and didn't want to give in.
And everyone has a different pain tolerance.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
it's
what I
like-
mean. The
it's so
resilience is
weird.
fucking crazy to me.
Absolutely. And there's people that hit rock bottom because it has to really be about a spiritual bottom. It's not
Yes.
about money because there's guys with millions of dollars in the bank that get sober. There's guys with nothing, homeless that don't get sober. It just you
And
get
vice
to that
versa.
point where
Yeah.
you hit a spiritual bottom, and a lot of it is like you just can't stand the fucking person that's looking back at you
Yeah,
in the
right.
mirror.
Yeah.
The
Right.
guilt, the shame, the remorse. You want it all back. You can't fucking
The
wrap your head
exhaustion
around it.
was just-
Yeah,
I couldn't
and
do
it's
it
like
anymore.
you don't know to kill yourself, but like you basically are killing yourself. It's exhausting. It's
A
fucking,
lot of it
Yeah.
for me too was I would always think about what I either compare myself to people and think
That's
about
right.
what I didn't have or think
Yeah.
about what I lost
You
as
look
a
at the
result.
clock.
Yeah.
Or you look at the clock. You're like, oh shit, I'm 39. I'm too old. I'm
Yeah.
like,
But that doesn't work.
but
Spiritual
that-
experience, fellowship,
right.
all these things. They told me in the beginning, they were like, dude, somebody of your caliber, right? Because you're a hardcore, like you've done treatment X amount of times, you've tried everything. People who really achieve sobriety have to have a spiritual experience, work a 12-step program, seek therapy, and possibly medically assisted treatment. And then you will have the best odds of getting
I needed all that.
oh yeah,
that's what
me
I
too.
needed all of,
One-on-ones,
too.
groups, everything.
Right.
Same
I
thing.
needed all
I
that
needed
10
all,
times
right.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because again, the longer you stay out there too, again, it's hard getting over your past and believing that you could be a different person. Because in the
Yeah.
beginning, I was always just like,
I'm going to be a fuck up no matter what.
Yeah, but no, at first I was like, I'm a good person. I just make bad decisions. But after a series of that over 10, 15, 20 years, you look back and you're like, oh, wait a minute. You can't no longer just say that. You're just like, no, I'm a piece of shit. Because all I've proven to myself is that I'm not a good person, that I make bad decisions and I hurt people.
Yeah.
And then once that thought creeps in your head that you're a piece of shit and maybe you were destined to be a drug addict, just hurting people and scavenging through
Yeah,
life.
you build
who
that
wants
up.
to leave?
Yeah.
Who wants to live like that?
Right.
And it's not like we don't have good hearts, a lot of us. Otherwise, we'd still be out there ripping, running, and robbing people.
Right.
So dealing with that pain of this is really who I am.
Right.
hopefully, God willing, brings you to a point of humble desperation, and you're willing to do something about it.
Right, but willing to
that's
do
not for
something
everyone.
about it. Like you said, like the not following the first rule in the sober house. That right there, you're not willing. You're not willing to
Not
do
at all.
anything.
This time-
you're
this
just
time
willing to
around-
say the right thing so other people think you're looking to get sober, but you're not. If you're not willing to follow the first rule of the sober house, then you're not. And like me, I wasn't either. I kept my car. You know, it was against the rules. I convinced him to let me keep the car. But when I went in sober house with you guys, I didn't follow that first rule either, just like you, Ryan. And yeah, maybe I didn't relapse in the sober house, but I relapsed, like 6 months later?
Absolutely.
And I relapsed like 5 or 6 more times
Yeah,
after that.
You're stuffing tampons in your head.
Right, and then the last no, come on, that was earlier. And the last time I did, I went to a rehab. I followed every single rule to the T.
Yeah.
Like they said, raise your hand in every meeting. I raised my hand in every meeting. They said, show up to breakfast at 8:00. I was there at 8:00. They said, you do this, I do this. That's it. No
Yeah.
matter what I did, I took every suggestion because I figured out. It took 10 rehabs. I figured out. I don't know how to get sober.
Yeah.
All right. I have no fucking clue how to get sober.
Yeah.
They do. All right. So I'm gonna listen to them. I was done trying to figure out why. I was done trying to figure out everything in the program and this and that. And am I smarter than this person? I'm smarter than this person. Why should I listen to this person? I'm older than this person. Why do I have to listen to this? Fuck that.
Yeah.
I was done with all of that. Whatever you say, because you know how to get sober. You've done it. You are sober. You work a program. I see a light in your eye. A shine is coming from your soul. I could feel it when I'm around you. So I'm going to listen to you and do whatever you say, especially in that first year.
That's right.
And I did it.
Yeah.
And now I can help other people
But that's-
get sober.
You
because
had
of
to,
that.
But
you had
that's
to
the idea.
dispel your old ways of thinking.
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All our old ways of thinking had to be shattered.
Yeah.
And that's why they say open-mindedness, willingness, and honesty.
My counselor was a 24-year-old girl. All right,
Was
weighed
she hot?
100. Yeah, she was actually really hot at LICR.
Yeah.
But she was
Tell us
also a
about
very no. I don't want to. She was a very nice girl. And
No, I don't want
no. And she but I listened to everything she suggested at my last rehab. Every last thing. The
Yeah.
old me would have been like, "What the fuck does this 24-year-old girl know about life?"
Of course, but you're at the point where you're so hungry, and
Right.
like you said,
Yeah.
you
I'll
just get
do
to the
whatever it
point-
takes.
Yeah, you realize that you're out of good ideas,
Right.
And so it's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what's
But-
funny? Like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I want to get back to you.
What a common thread for me was like I always knew more than everybody around me.
Me too,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Of course.
Like I would get hired to a job. There's a guy there 16 years. I'm there for 12 minutes, and I'm like, you know what you should do?
Yeah.
Right.
You should do, you know,
Your first day on the
Dude,
job.
I
me
got a
too.
great idea, and
Me
then
too,
I would get angry when nobody listened
Yeah.
to me.
Right.
I'm not appreciated.
I would watch the CEO for 2 weeks and be like, this fucking guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
I could do that.
Yeah.
But that's why one of the brilliant things that's happened to me in this program is learning how to say okay instead of I know, because everything was I know.
Yeah.
Like I had to prove something to someone like I knew. But I want to get back to your story. All right, you're 20 years old. You're using heroin, right? And we just talked about the sober house you came into in 2016. So take us.
That was there was a big gap in there.
Yeah, but take us from that to that. Some of the crossroads you came
Okay,
along
so
across the way, and just what led you to that sober house, and then kind of from there, what led you to this point?
So college was a dead end for me. I went to a program in California. I think I've told you about it before. It was like at the time, my parents Googled, drug addiction.
Good old Google.
There you go, right? And God bless their efforts. They thought throwing money at the problem,
course.
right? So
Doing
they
the
found
best they can.
a program with a high success rate, which was called Narcanon, which they sell you on this beautiful sauna program and flushing all the toxins out and a medical-free detox and stuff like that. And it was owned by the Church of Scientology. So there's been a lot of YouTube specials on it.
Oh, jeez, that's
I don't want you to. I got to be careful what I say. I don't want anybody here to get black bagged and taken out about talking about the Church.
Yeah,
of
you can't. You
Scientology.
got to be careful with the Church of
But
Scientology.
This is a first for our show. We've never gonna,
you got a real
And
life
it's going to be a last.
Scientologist.
right.
Tom Cruise is outside. No. The program, honestly, it was the first program I went to. It was a long-term program, and
Yeah, I'm sure it was a long term.
It was.
Lifetime.
a billion-year contract.
Hey, sign this. We'll get you sober.
Yeah.
So,
the spaceship is coming back for you. Stay with us.
Tom, grab the tampons.
but they don't tell you that, right? They don't tell you that. They just say it's someone's conception of the 12 steps and this and that.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
I like
so
that.
I didn't know until like my second month there. I was like, the kid's like, fuck
Yeah.
this Scientology bullshit, and I'm like, he was he was flipping out on a course soup, and I'm like, what do you mean Scientology?
Here, have some Kool-Aid.
I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know what it was, right? I just knew I was away from my family. I was away from home. I was getting clean. Again, the solution for me is the 12 steps. Their thought process was just different. I remember when I left there, I was like, so can I drink now? And they were like, if you can responsibly have a beer, yes, you can drink now that you're cured, you know? And if you relapse within 6 months, we take you back for free. And I'm like, well, how is the success rate so high if you guaranteed a free return on a relapse?
But you got to bring 3 recruits with you.
Are you in the clear?
Yeah.
So I ended up fucking up and going. My parents sent me back there, and it did get me clean. It gave me a taste of sobriety. I ended up working there. I got a position. I got trained. I helped.
Of course, you ended up working there.
I got paid. It was a paying job.
What are you, sleeper cell? What's going on here?
No, I got my brother. They saved my brother's life. I got my brother down there. He beat a terrible Xanax addiction.
What, the oldest one?
The oldest one.
Wow.
Yeah. He almost died. He went into full psychosis from Xanax withdrawal. He was hallucinating.
People don't think Xanax is a real drug. It's a fucking real
it's
drug.
one of the only withdrawals that'll kill you.
Yeah.
That and alcohol.
Yeah.
So when I worked there, I got him into a program in a different state because they couldn't put us together, but it helped him. But anyway, I would come home and I would just go back to normal, right? So the second time I went back there, I had a family tragedy. I came home for a funeral. They didn't want to let me leave, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm going home,
Yeah.
Right.
So I came home. I went back there, and then they started some. I look back at it now. They wanted to see where I was at and everything like that, and they started giving me shit about communicating with another fellow female intern. They were like, we know you guys are texting each other. It's against the rules. You got to get relationship approval.
Fraternizing.
And all this bullshit.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. It's time for me to go.
Yeah.
And I came back home, and I got back with my ex. Everything.
Right away?
I don't know. I probably begged her and fought with her.
Yeah.
All that shit. That immature relationship.
Right.
I always loved the girl. We were together for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Best thing she ever did was probably she's married with kids. She's probably got a great life. God
Best thing
bless
she
her.
did was get the fuck away from you,
100%.
right?
Yeah,
I know.
yes.
Yeah.
Had I done this at a younger age, maybe it would have worked out. But
Right.
God bless her. She was a hostage. She put up with torture.
Yeah, of course.
So I had this bright idea to join the military. Right? When I was still with her, and I was like, you know what? This is going to give me purpose and pride, and this will clean up my act. And, I remember I was using up until the day I left. And I think my recruiter, maybe they knew, maybe they didn't.
What year is this, roughly?
11. I ended up going to boot camp January 31st,
What branch?
2011, Navy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, sorry, Navy. And I was like, I remember I was like, I'm going to get fucking dope sick in boot camp. What am I going to do? Maybe I'll be okay. And that happened.
Nice.
It was a horrible experience. But
How long were you in the military?
A couple years, almost 3 years. I got out in
Honorable discharge?
general.
General discharge. Okay, it's like in between honorable and dishonorable.
So that being an untreated alcoholic was a problem for me. We would go out to drink, which is big in the military, and every time that I went out to drink, it was a problem.
Right.
You have all these rules and laws. They're not rules; they're fucking laws.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All these
You're
rules.
accountable, yeah. And my
Who would have
command.
thought the military has rules?
My work ethic, my appearance, everything superseded. The trouble. They would cover for me, and they would look out for me, and all that. They would give me an opportunity, give me a chance, and I would ruin it. I did a deployment on the carrier. I got flown out to the ship.
You were on an aircraft carrier?
Yes.
Where were you stationed?
Yeah. Out of San Diego.
Oh, wow.
So I was on the Ronald Reagan, and
Nice.
we were at the time. It was a very active carrier with all the stuff going on. It was the newest carrier, and so I completed the tail end of this deployment, contributing to all these missions and all this anti-drug stuff and all this other shit, and came home. And in port, I got in a lot of trouble, right? Because it's like boredom,
Yeah.
So they had enough of me. Let's put it that way. Right, and I started getting in trouble and getting on restriction and getting busted down and losing rank, and the domino started.
What was your rank?
When I got out?
No, what was your highest rank?
You just want to hear it.
Yeah.
You just want to hear the word.
Yeah.
Seaman.
There he is.
So I took the petty officer.
First class seaman.
Yeah, I took the petty officer test.
We are fucking children.
Right. Listen,
I didn't know where he was going with
Ryan
that.
knew right away. He's like, you just want to hear it, you slut.
So it's funny because it was advancement time. I took the petty officer test. I got suggested for retention. What do they call it? Retention and something else, and advancement, and then I got busted down. The last shoe to fall, my chain of command switched. There was an outgoing chain of command that defended me.
Yeah.
A new group of people came in. They didn't know me. They didn't know my work ethic on deployment. They realized I had a drinking problem. And this new chief was like, he was trying to make senior chief. He was like, let's go out and have a couple beers. We went out. I walked on the brow the next day. It wasn't even after a night of heavy drinking. And the security pulled me aside immediately and gave me a breathalyzer. And I blew like a .003, which is nothing.
It's nothing.
Nothing. But drunk on duty. They could give you drunk on duty.
For 003?
Yes, they can. You have to be .00 on duty.
You can get 003 for fucking mouthwash.
That was my argument. That was
there you go.
I had that one in the back pocket. So I ended up coming home, disgraced, ashamed, all that stuff. The girlfriend, the relationship went by the wayside, and now I'm back, and I'm like, what am I going to do?
Well, you're disgraced and shamed. You're going to fucking use.
Right.
So you can use no matter what, but that's just going to contribute to it.
Took a job selling cars, which probably wasn't the best industry to get into, but you can make money.
You can make a lot of money
If you're an
selling
alcoholic
cars.
and you're an addict, a lot of them are. So,
Anyone, you could just make. That's a great business to make money.
So I want you to be on drugs so you fucking
Yeah.
hustle and make more money.
That's actually one of the interview questions. The guy was like, do you ever sell drugs? I was like, yeah. He's like, I like you already. I was like, all right. So
Are you willing to do cocaine before every shift?
it reminds me of a Will Ferrell in Eastbound and Down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As a car
Ask the shake for BMW.
Let the boy watch.
That I ended up going. I don't know how long it was, but I picked up right where I was with the heavy stuff and the heroin and the intravenous drug use, and my family stepped in again and again, whether it was the money missing or this or that, and you need help and you got to go away. And I went to St. Christopher's, and you guys probably saw me after. There was other geographic changes in there prior to going to that house. I think I did Florida.
Oh, I'm sure.
I did Florida after St. Christopher's. I came back. I did Seafield, and that was when I saw you guys at the house. So now, I don't know, let's say maybe 6-8 treatments later, I'm at
Roughly,
that house. Yeah.
After the Seafield house and you get kicked out. So you already had 8 treatments under your belt. You went to the military.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I went
Tried
to Florida.
everything but the solution.
Yeah, but the solution,
Yeah,
even when you got to
everything but the
the
solution.
house. And now I just saw you. So, and that was 2016. So from the time you were in the house with us, 2017, right? 2016, 17.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. So from there to now, did anything change, or you went back to the same thing, just dope and just rocking and rolling?
Rocking and rolling. The usage ramped up, but
You were still holding it together though, like job, girlfriend, stuff like that.
So I'll say this.
Because I didn't see you after the sober
No.
house for like 5 years.
So
more than that.
So
Yeah.
I worked for a family member, right? I had a family member who got ill, and he had a business, and I started working for him. So maybe that enabled me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like he needed me. He knew, maybe he didn't know what I was doing, whatever, but I was able to, I placated the family, and I got this job, and then I had gotten an apartment at some point, and I would like get back into it, and then I would get on Suboxone and go to meetings, and then I would manipulate the Suboxone, or I would be like, oh, I'll get on Vivitrol, and I would do that for 6 months, but I would be doing, blow or alcohol the whole time.
Yep.
And, so this, working for this particular business, it was, I was able to hide, right? And, I was able to pay my bills as long as I showed up for work. I was able to...
Selling cars?
No, different. Just
87
another
jobs,
route,
Yeah.
another type of route.
That allowed you to use and didn't really ask questions.
Yeah. So I was on my own. I was working in the boroughs and stuff like that, and I was able to hide, right?
Yeah.
And now I have an apartment, so I see my family less, but they kind of know what's going on, so they're like, you could, when you
Kind of know.
Yeah, like
send you to the Church
right.
of Scientology 7 times to get sober. I think they know.
Well, what I mean,
Cat's out of the bag at this point.
I would do well for a while and hide it, and then go
I don't
back.
know about you,
Right.
but I'm the same as him. I don't know if
Right.
it's Italians or just in general. Like, you got a job, you're doing the right thing, out there
Right.
making money,
You
you're working.
placate.
Yeah, like he's got to be all right. He
Right.
wouldn't be able to keep
Right.
this job, because they think of junkies back in the day where they were just on the
Right,
street,
right,
all of
right.
them.
The cracks start to show at some
Yes.
point, and they know, and they don't want to admit that they know it again.
Yeah.
Their
That's right.
family, you know what I mean?
That's right.
So it became abundantly evident after a while, and like the gaslighting, like they'll never admit that they were gaslighting me, but my family was gaslighting the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Are you familiar with the term gaslighting?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I know.
So they wanted
Live with it every day.
They wanted to bring that. They wanted to try to bring that perceived rock bottom. I think for me to say on my own, I can't do this anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll never admit it to this day. But my family just had enough of seeing me like that. Like, and when you could see the look in people who love you's eyes that they're like preparing to be done with you.
Yeah.
Like they just don't want to be around you anymore.
You can't
They don't-
watch you kill yourself anymore.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Not that they don't love you. It's too hard for them to
No,
watch
they
you
turn their
die.
back most
Yeah.
of the time because there's just nowhere else to turn it
Right.
after a while.
Right.
my brothers played a big role in, and thank God for them in me like fully submitting this time. Like I don't know what it was, but it just hit different. I think the timing was right, the age. I think I was just exhausted enough.
Yep.
And I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm fucked up. I don't know what to do. I need help. I'm gonna die. I'll and kind of like you said, I'll do whatever you tell me to do.
Yes.
And it was the first time that I was ever that way.
Yeah. Me
Ever.
too. Yeah.
You know?
Gifted desperation.
Felt different right away.
Felt
right?
different right away. I instead of like even in detox, it felt different. I went to detox and I had all these things that I wanted to, I'm only going to stay this many days. I'm only going to do
That's
this.
it,
Yeah.
And then I was just like, all right. And like the stuff that started to happen to me was like, I'll say God intervening. And I would be like, holy cow, man, I can't believe that just happened. Maybe
Yeah.
there's something going on here. You know what I'm
Synchronicities.
saying?
Yep.
But I'll say this too. Every other time that I ever went to detox, it was like I was in prison and I was waiting for a release
That's
date
right.
to go fucking nuts again.
Yeah.
That's what's weird. Is it was just different.
It was
that time,
different.
right?
It was
Yeah.
different. And
Ears
like,
were open, eyes were open.
It sounds like you let God into your heart and you trusted God. That's that's what it sounds like.
yeah. But I'm real quick. I'm sorry. It's like you say, like, can I still be a good man and have character defects,
right. Yeah, can I be
so
both?
There's part of me that's like, do I have to be this saintly character? Because I'm still a little fucking nutty sometimes.
Yeah.
So
No, but there's a couple of things there. One, when you're talking about like the Vivitrol and Suboxone and stuff like that, because I want to bring that to light because I did the same thing, methadone, Suboxone, this, that, and
Suboxone's the devil.
yeah, it's the devil. And not just that, it's like, again, it's a Band-Aid and you're not getting after the real source. We're still thinking that drugs and alcohol are the problem. And I used to say that to people all the time. You take the Vivitrol shot, great. You can't get high. You could get drunk. I'll sniff fucking
Yep.
chlorine and
Right.
hopefully I could get high. If I want to get high, I'm getting fucking high.
Right.
It has to be this spiritual moment with myself where I don't want that, where I realize that I am and always will be the problem. It's not the drug. It's not the drink. It's me, how I view the world, my perspective on things, how
Yes.
I act, how I behave, and my total view about myself and others. And
Exactly.
so if I'm not ready to change those things and let God into my heart, or just not even God at that point, it's just a maybe that things could be different, right? And I won't feel like this black clouds over me all the time.
So it sounds like hope.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little bit of hope. And that's why I said like what I said last night, Ryan, and I tell people all the time now because it's true, came to believe it's a process. Your belief grows stronger and stronger because we were all brought up with this like fucking God-fearing person and blaming him on the wars and this and that. And until we understand that we could create our own conception of God and what he means to us, it takes a little while. But I had to come to believe and build a relationship. It's like, okay, I had something I believed in at night. I don't know if it was God yet, whatever. And then it formed into this relationship and it helped me believe in myself more. And again, like you said, I came to believe in myself that I am a good man and I'm working to get better, but I do have these defects. So that's what it sounds like. And it sounds like your faith is growing through a process of you continuing to do the next right thing, help others, and freely give what you've been given, because you have a hell of a story.
And it's not you said you didn't have that white light experience. No, I didn't have that either. Your experience with God and trusting God and having God in your life sounds like a process, and you're still in it, just like I am.
Yeah.
You know, everyone thinks, oh, I haven't had that white light experience, so I don't have a relationship with God. But that's bullshit.
Like, I hear
some people
people-
do get that. I never did. It
Right.
doesn't make my relationship with God any less significant or powerful.
Right. I hear people say that I was floating above my body
Right,
and
some
I
people
saw
get that.
myself and I was
Yeah.
like, that's fucking crazy. That didn't
pretty-
happen to me.
I got that in
pretty
a K-hole,
awesome.
but not
Right.
I got that on
Yeah,
drugs.
on death,
Yeah, I'm
near
not
death
really looking for that.
experience.
I've
I
had that
saw,
before.
I saw
Yeah.
myself, but
Yeah.
Maybe I used mine up with fucking LSD, but I didn't get that in sobriety.
One, one of the most profound things to me is that I have, I can have a conversation with God in a different way that I never could before.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh man, I'll ask, can you remove this from me today? And I
Yes.
was never able to do that. So that's a blessing for me.
That's the relationship with God.
And that's the difference.
And that's like you said with the Suboxone, and I don't want to say that Suboxone is horrible. If it helps somebody get to where they need to be,
Absolutely.
But
that's
it's
fine.
a temporary.
But
Yeah,
I will
but they
say
have to go through the steps. Like,
Right.
it's just making them clear
Yeah, right.
so they could have a spiritual
Yeah.
experience.
Right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm not against anything
I
like
manipulated Suboxone.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
but
It's my fault.
The Vivitrol, that's what's different now because I did the Vivitrol before and I didn't do the step work. And
Vivitrol,
and
in case
I
the
was-
listeners don't know, you take it and then it makes it so if you use
it's an
heroin
opiate
or opioids,
blocker.
Yeah.
you get sick. Is that
No.
what happens or no?
that. No.
It's
It
just
just
an
doesn't
opiate
work.
blocker. It does
Doesn't
not
work.
work.
Yeah.
Right. Suboxone, if you take
you
heroin
could
on
break through
Suboxone,
that.
you get sick.
You can
right?
break it too.
Yeah, you can break through
you
that.
can
I shot a
break
bunch
through
of
it, too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's different for me this time now because of the step work of my relationship with a higher power and the spiritual experience and the fellowship and all of it is that I was drinking and using cocaine on Vivitrol.
That's right.
And so this time I wondered, I was like, is it the Vivitrol? Is it a crutch? And I have to say, no, it's not because I have no desire to drink or use while on Vivitrol. So it's a combination of all the things that I'm doing now.
Absolutely. And that's so.
And slowly but surely, I feel like I'm growing up to my actual age. I'm
That's
still
right.
like mid-20s,
Of course.
maturity wise,
Yeah,
but I'm
look at
getting
me.
there, right?
40.
Be careful of what you wish
Going on
for.
9.
You don't. I would like to stay a child at heart for as long
Yes.
as I can. I don't want to be some grumpy old man
No,
that
no,
knocks on
definitely.
people's doors and shits on their fucking toilet seats.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there is a certain
Right in the
freedom.
tank.
Well, yeah.
There is a certain freedom, though, to being at that age and being able to say whatever you want.
Of course, yeah, but we do
Yeah.
that anyway.
Giving young
But-
children the finger.
Yeah,
Right.
I always
You
say,
young
like,
whippersnappers.
you want to grow up, right? We have to
Yeah.
grow up because we're a bunch of immature, scared little boys. But you
Right.
never want to grow old. Like
Right.
we all know those adults and teachers and whatever authority figures that forget what it's like to be a kid and just like,
Yeah.
you goddamn kids.
Right.
But,
you can't forget.
yeah, but
it's
I
rough.
listen. I could talk to you for hours, but we do need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But I just want to end with a couple of things because, one, you got to this rehab, you got to this detox, things changed, right? I want to just go over it for the listeners because it's a common theme. One, to hear why people are actually getting better because they decided to do certain things that they were told
Yeah.
to do.
Take
so
suggestions.
one, exactly, the suggestions that you took, how you dove in with both feet, but also through your experience through detox, rehab, and even through your time being sober now, maybe you could hit on a couple points that have really stuck with you this time that maybe you heard 1,000 times, but really just got ingrained in your spirit and gave you the inspiration and like the kind of philosophies that you live by now.
Okay. Again, like I listen to the people who know what they're doing, who are living the life, right? Like when I was younger, the cooler, older kids that, I wanted to be like, I would follow them around and try to emulate what they were doing. And I did that in recovery. I found people who I admired. I admired their recovery, and I listened to them, and I can still bounce things off of them. My philosophy is also that the things that I didn't want to do or weren't looking forward to in this process have become the ones that were the most rewarding for me. The step work that I didn't want to do, that I was afraid to do, was the most rewarding. As far as the sayings, I don't know. I have my own saying that it's not in the book, but it was really, really mind blowing for me, and it helped me change this time around. Because again, I was always comparing myself to where I thought I should be. That's right. Is that comparison is the thief of joy?
Yep.
Comparison is the thief of joy. I don't compare myself to anybody anymore. I'm right where I should be. I'm right where God needs me to be. And, everything that I need will be given to me and revealed to me. And, I just keep showing up. And it's crazy because like I look at it like, everyone puts this emphasis on a year of recovery, right? But in reality, a year is nothing. It's really nothing for me. I reach that milestone, and I'll catch myself being like when I first came around. But like, in a meeting, in a meeting this morning, there was a guy who's going to be celebrating 47 years. I mean, that's a lifetime.
Wild.
That is insane to me. And it just shows me how much that I have to go and how much I need to learn and how much more I could absorb. I mean, this guy's got 47 years sober and he's still showing up. Right,
quality year, because it's not really the time. It's
Right.
it's the quality. It's what you're doing with each second. Because the time is just a measurement that we made up out of thin air.
But-
It's like it's what you're doing with each second in each moment. Because all we have is the present moment.
Right.
I love that you said that though, because it's so important. People, time heals all. No, quality time.
Yes.
Quality time.
Right.
And I don't know. It's just crazy to me how we could go through this psychic change and so many doors open up with us. And I just want to ask you this last thing, because obviously you went through the steps and it's very revealing when you get through the 4 steps. And I'm very big on humility, just being an honest assessment of who we are, followed by a sincere attempt to become who we could be. That's why I talk about like the struggle I have with, can I be both? Can I be the spiritual man of God that I'm trying to get better and help people and do service and this and that, and also, have a crippling porn addiction?
See, I was just thinking, the way Joe's speaking right now is so full of wisdom, and it's the same person that was just talking about like shitting all over the walls like an hour
but
ago.
that's my problem sometimes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but that's my problem.
No,
can
it's
I
a
be both?
beautiful thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you look at that, right? There's so much. I used to think life was over. There's so much more to experience, and I used to. That's like uplifting to me, because if you ask anybody who does jujitsu, for example, they love it so much because it's never ending. There's always more to learn.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, exactly. So through that step work, and just real quick, and then we'll sum it up, because some of the things we get to see is that honest assessment of oneself, the good, the bad, the ugly. And if you're not comfortable sharing a bunch of stuff, but I'm just looking for a couple of things that you notice, because we focus on the bad so much, but then we get to realize that we have assets in there too, that we're not all we believed ourselves to be. Once we unravel all the self-doubt, the self-hate, the loathing and shit like that, we get to see like our true authentic self in there somewhere, and we realize we could like reignite that spirit one day at a time by working on ourselves, right? So what are a couple of things that you saw that you want to work on, you don't really like about yourself, but you've learned to accept about yourself? And what are some things that you realize, I'm a fucking good dude inside, and I could be of value to God and others?
So things that I still want to work on in myself and things that I value in myself that I can help others.
Yeah. I think that's important, because especially people that are struggling, I think they don't think that they have anything left there, that's who they become and that's who they're destined to be, and that's just not the truth.
Okay, so things that I still want to work on, right, is, and it's crazy, is I'll still get like, I don't want to say self-esteem issues, because I'm happy for who I am. I'm happy with who I am, right? I'm confident with who I am, but I'm still fearful of certain things. And it's something that as a man, you never want to admit, but you can still be like, man, do these people like me? When you go to a meeting and you say something, you question yourself. Do I sound like an idiot?
Right.
Is that retarded?
Self-conscious.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still very like that, and I think it's certain amount of it is healthy fear.
Absolutely.
But, I don't know if that ever goes away. And, I think that fear also allows me to live in humility, right? They say that, if you work the steps, you have freedom of the obsession. You no longer have to live in fear. But the minute that I stop living in a certain degree of fear, I get arrogant and I get cocky, and I think that I don't need this anymore. And then I'm closer to a drink.
Yeah.
So the fear helps me in that manner. And
Healthy fear, like you said.
Yeah. What I think I have the ability to offer people is unbiased empathy. I think I'm a pretty open-minded guy. I'm pretty reliable. I'm loyal. I'll try to help anybody I can. However, I want to see from somebody who's going to demand time from myself, or from people that I I know people who will never give up on anybody, right? And I'm like that, but I want to see that you have some level of desperation, because now, having gone through that whole sphere of being mom dated, being mandated, and then just wanting so desperately for my life to change, Now I really know what the gift of desperation is. Now I know that when you're so hungry for change, you don't want to live like that anymore, and you're willing to do anything. You know, when you ask somebody to call you and they're not willing to call you, and they want you to sponsor them, they want you to take you to meetings, and they're not even willing to call you, and they give you a response like, I don't even call my mom every day. I'm not going to call you. It's like, all right, so how bad do you want?
Yeah, when I ask you how willing,
but also you're able to relate to that. I know I am because I was in that person's shoes before.
I can,
and,
but I'm at this weird place now where I want to see that you're as desperate as I was.
Yeah. Of course,
you know what I'm saying.
Of course.
I want that for people. I don't want if you're like, I still want to.
There's only so many hours in the day, and if you want to help people get sober, which is part of the 12th step, then you can't waste your time on people that really aren't ready to get sober yet. And when they are, come back. But I'll help you.
I'll tell you real quick. I know we got to go out. I'll tell you real quick though. I shout out to my sponsor. Right, phenomenal. Help save my life. One of those many times of recovery, and years and years ago, where I was trying to placate my family. He was a 16-year-old kid. His family asked me to take him to a meeting. I took him to a meeting. Yeah. He sat there. He wasn't ready to get sober. He was like 16 or 17. He was a kid, right?
Right.
He went out, lived a whole life in between, almost died, years, of mess. And he ended up having 5 years sober when I got out of rehab. And he saved my life.
Lined up perfectly.
So I got to keep in mind that the kid that I'm writing off because he's not trying hard enough could be the guy who saves my life down the road.
Right.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to say. That's a part of growth too, and sponsorship. Realizing, and that's just part of it. Is realizing that I don't have to fire anybody. I could be there, whatever it is. It doesn't matter because I'm doing this also to keep myself sober.
Right.
And that's just part of that's just part of growing in this process. But I love that you're open minded about it. And listen, man, I can't wait to have you back because I know there's so much more to your story.
I just want to say. I'm amazed.
And thank you for your service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen.
But I'm amazed who the person you are today.
That's right.
Compared to when first of all, I was a mess when I lived in that sober house, right? But I noticed I saw you compared to where you were then and to where you are now is a fucking miracle. And that is, I get to see, this is one of the greatest things about this program, is getting to talk to you right now and see God at work. I see God at work. I see miracles in you that are happening on a daily basis. And, I didn't get to be there for the whole process, but I get to see you right now compared to you, 8 years ago when we were in that sober house. And it's like two different people. Yeah. It's like that's one of the greatest things about being an alcoholic is to witness these transformations and these miracles. So I just want to thank you for being on the podcast
and to just
honor.
Hop on that real quick and then finish it up. This is the God moments. I was because we just ran into each other. I was a few months ago, and I'm just going into my doctor's office that's attached to the gym. Yeah, and I haven't seen him. Last year.
Last July.
Yeah, last July. So I haven't seen him since the sober house, since he got kicked out for fucking getting high and clean and everything.
Right, yeah.
And then I'm at basically my doctor's office, who has also a CrossFit gym, and I hear Joe Moss, and I turn around, and it's Ryan. And again, it's that glow that you see in someone, even early in recovery when it's just different. Like, you looked 10 years younger than when I saw you fucking 10 years ago.
Unbelievable.
It was unreal.
Life in the eyes, yeah, well. I was 10 years younger, but like 90 pounds heavier at the time.
But you
I hear what you say. I appreciate
I could see that,
and
you had a different spirit about you.
Not everyone makes it to this point.
No.
Like, a lot of us die.
Thank
fucking
God.
die.
That's why I was surprised and happy to see you.
Yeah.
But thank God, man. I can't wait to have you back. I know you have a lot more depth to your story, and I definitely want to dive into it. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for talking.
Can I leave us with a quote on the way?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's one of my favorite quotes. I feel like it's fitting right now. And especially in recovery.
Chef Boyardee quote. No.
Hey,
you fucking racist.
It's a quote by. It's attributed to Edmund Burke. All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing.
Yes,
and I think it's fitting for the world right now.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Thanks,
Thank
you again, guys.
Thank you so much.
Man, love you.
Love it.